ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level. Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation Live, Monday Night Football edition. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have everybody here so far tuning in. Matthew Milser, Mr. Blevins, Jermaine Reed, Robert Beeman, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Joshua, good morning, good afternoon. Mr. D. Rob, Andre, how are you, sir? Don Doe in the house, good morning. Tito, what's going on? Good morning. Frankie Diamond in the house, Nick Ross, Joshua, Jeff, 14 parlay, Jeff hitting a big 14 parlay yesterday on all my personal plays. We're going to show that one off here in a little bit. Good morning. Joshua, good morning. Kissy B, good morning. Ron Primus, good morning. Edward in the house, what's going on? Definitely coming in smooth after the sweep. Mr. Blevins likes the sunglasses. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'm looking for Jeff's text message right now. A lot of text messages today. A lot of clients. There we go. Matt, good morning. Everybody that's new to the channel, welcome. Yesterday was overall a pretty damn good day, if you ask me. Premium plays definitely need to get back on track. Premium plays is the only thing holding us back, and they split out yesterday going 2-2. But big NFL guaranteed play was a winner, like it was ever in doubt, though. Miami and Cleveland over 46. Can you say blowout, easy money victory? It didn't get any easier than that one, and we kept picking it up from there. What else happened yesterday? Oh, yeah. NHL went 2-1 with a plus 135 dog in the Buffalo Sabres. We had Buffalo plus 135. That was a winner. They beat them. They beat Florida 5-2 on the road. Terry Williams, good morning. Keith Davis, good morning. New follower and YouTube subscriber, thank you. We definitely appreciate the follow and subscribing to us. That way you get notified every single time we come live or we drop a video. Ryan Wilson owns Philly. Damn straight he does. That was actually one of my personal plays, and we beat the line there. Speaking of my personal plays, I had a good day yesterday. Finally back on track with a nice big 4-0 sweep for everybody. Nice big 4-0 sweep, including a free play for you guys. Akron, Louisville over 138.5. Boy, was that an easy winner or what, folks? College basketball, was that an easy one or what? Over 138.5. We hammered home 2-0 in college basketball, 1-0 in the NFL, and 1-0 in the NBA yesterday. And it pays to be beating the line, that's for sure. We took Seattle, and we gave out Seattle. When I texted all my clients, because if you're on board for my personal plays, I text them all out. Yeah, the line did go down to 135, and it still got even easier. It's because everybody was on the under, except for us, except for the sharp people, right? Even the sharps were on the under. I guess you're just going to call us the cheese, all right? We gave out the Seahawks, and when I gave them out to my clients, they were actually plus 1.5 still in a couple spots, but I knew that they were trending in the opposite direction as far as the line movement went, and so we threw it out there. Seattle plus 1 ended up closing at Seattle minus 2. That's where the big line flip was, all right. And believe it or not, Surf City Ranger, yeah, that's actually getting updated. That's actually getting updated, believe it or not, that part of it. You should... You should be able to do that here in a little bit. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second, folks. Just need to double check on something. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, I am back. And hold on one more second. Okay. So, gave out Seattle at +1 yesterday. That was a nice winner. It didn't matter if you got it at +1 or -2 or wherever you got that line movement. That was a nice blowout victory. Seattle owning the Eagles. Russell Wilson owns Philadelphia. We weren't done there. We took the Brooklyn Nets yesterday. However, we took them with specific instructions to take them on the money line. So we took the Nets on the money line yesterday. So Nets money line, nice winner. They ended up winning by 2. So if you took the Nets on the spread, you actually lost. But if you would have been instructed by me, you took them on the money line and you pounded a winner in. All right, nice winner there. We weren't done. We gave out Kentucky, and that was the one that we took by the seat of our pants. Kentucky laying 24. They won by 25 against Lamar. So we just squeaked in. I actually had a little faith in Kentucky yesterday after watching them have a couple rough ones. But we finally got a victory on Kentucky, and we've actually laid off of Kentucky for a little while, and that was the first time we've actually made some money on them. Or actually even put a wager on them. So that was a nice one for us there. And then obviously the one I gave you guys all free during Cap Nation Live yesterday, Akron, Louisville, over 138.5. I know it actually dropped to 135 before tip-off. And we kept pounding the over. It was easy. It didn't get any easier than it was. That's for sure. That is for sure. And it's going to be another good day today. So 4-0 on my personal plays yesterday, 2-2 on premium plays, 2-1 on the big NHL package. However, they hit another dog, a +135 dog in the Sabres on the road against Florida. That was a nice one there. All right, if you guys get an email from us, I am actually sending out an email link with the live show link to it. So if If you get that, disregard it. You're already here. Golden One says Rams +4. No thanks. Blah, 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 blah. Edward says you got to start giving the 49ers some credit, even if it's rent-a-center credit. Yeah, you know what? Credit is definitely due, especially from us in the show. I've been one that's been a big critic of the 49ers. And until we see something solid by them, by actually beating a quality team, and not to say that the Packers are, a top-level team. Their defense is absolutely horrible, and that was put on display last night. But I will tip my hat to the 49ers and their fans, because they definitely have a solid team, no doubt about it. So, yeah, it's definitely time we start giving the 49ers the credit where credit is due. They can smash the Packers, but they can't smash a team like the Cardinals. So you just never know with them. But it is time to start giving them the credit that they deserve, that's for sure. Yeah, Ryan, it definitely would be... Ryan says, for everybody that's not participating in the live chat, says San Francisco and Baltimore would be an awesome Super Bowl, or San Francisco and New England. First of all, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, big welcome. Welcome, Cappers Nation Live. We go live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Saturday and Sundays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. But I think we're going to change it up this week due to the early schedules. All right, we have, obviously, Thanksgiving. I'm going to be out of town for much of the entire weekend, if not the entire weekend. I'm still going to go live. All right, we're still going to go live. We're still going to do everything that we normally do. We're still going to have the live shows. We're still going to have the daily free play videos. My clients will get my personal plays, premium plays. Everything is going to be just as normal. But for Thanksgiving, most of us are not originals from Vegas. So most of us, for at least Thanksgiving, we split out of town, and I know I do. We're going to head up to the mountains, up to the snow a little bit. I know they got a little snow where we're headed, and have some fun up there and do Thanksgiving up there. So we're going to do something different this year. But live shows, guys, are going to go off without a hitch. I have already made preparations to be able to do the live show. It doesn't matter if it's from the motorhome or if I figure out another place to be able to do it. We're gonna have some fun. We're definitely gonna have some fun and do what we do best, and that's produce winners all weekend long. Am I going to film a live show on Thanksgiving? I think so, yeah. We're going to do it, but we're going to do it early. I think, let me look at the schedule. I already started looking at it last night. But I think what we're going to do, guys, tomorrow game, I will only have one early game tomorrow. The rest actually start at 1, college basketball anyways. No college football on Wednesday. We got 3 NFL on Thursday, 1 college football on Thursday, and then we actually have a monster Friday planned. So I think what we're going to do, and it's actually going to work real well, is just want to check the schedule for Wednesday. So just bear with me just a second. I know the schedule for this week will change starting Thursday. All right, what we're going to do is starting on Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to do our normal weekend show. Jason Sneakerverse. No, premium play has not been given out yet. Thursday and Friday shows are going to have the weekend schedule. Okay? Thursday and Friday shows because want to be able to make sure that if I go later in the day, I won't be able to bring it to you guys. So, top of the morning to you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, we'll have that one out here in a little bit later in the show. But Thursday and Friday shows will take place 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. So dark and early. Dark and early for everybody. Will be live early before some people are even at work, before some people are awake. And we'll make sure that we keep bringing you guys the shows all weekend long. So that'll happen all weekend long. Nothing will change. Go off without a hitch. And we'll have a good time. We'll definitely have a good time and keep bringing you guys the best stuff. So long as that works for you guys. And remember, if you guys missed a live show, I know you don't get to participate in the live chat, but you can always watch the archive version right on our website, cappersdirect.com, or here on our YouTube channel. You'll never miss a beat. You'll never miss a beat. All right, guys. It's going to be a good day today. We're going to be giving away a big premium play today. Premium play that I absolutely love. And if you guys aren't aware, Monday Night Football has treated us very kind this year. Very kind this year. And it's one thing that we're going to keep doing and keep winning on Monday Night Football. I think we've hit the Monday Night Football side either 5 or 6 weeks straight, but even better than that the entire season. I'd have to go back and double check the record, but I know it's at least 5 or 6 weeks straight that we've hit the side. I think last week was the only week out of the last month and a half that we did not hit both the side and the total. But last week we did hit the side, and we're going to do it again today. Pretty positive we've got the nice big winner for everybody, and the guaranteed plays are definitely some of our biggest bets of the year. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely biggest of the week. Speaking of big bets, we're going to have some interesting information for you guys. Starting tomorrow. We're going to have, I'm going to be dropping you guys. LT, what's going on, sir? We're going to have some good news and information for you guys. Some big stuff to announce starting tomorrow. Mr. Engel, thank you, sir. I see you jumped on board for 3 days of my personal plays. I'm actually going to text them to you right now. Good morning, William. Tuning in by text message. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hang on one second, Greg. I got my personal plays coming your way. And it's definitely going to be another good day. I'm going to follow up a sweep with another sweep. I got a good feeling of it. All right, what we're going to be doing today, yes, we're going to be giving you guys a nice big premium play for free. It's of high caliber and quality, that's for sure. Going to be giving you guys that here in just a minute. Well, not just a minute, but here in a little bit. And you never know, I might slip you guys one of my college basketballs as well. So I might give you guys another slip in a college basketball as well, if all goes well. Joshua, yeah, I don't have Premium Plus. All right, so what I'm going to do now is it's time to show off our fellow brother Jeff's big play yesterday. So we're going to see if we can get it up on the screen. Here we go. So congratulations to Jeff. Hitting a nice big 4-team parlay yesterday. Bet a little over 200 to win a little over 1,400. And at the very, very, very bottom, you'll see he slammed our lot. Actually, one of our personal plays. He slammed a live bet on the Knicks plus 8.5. So he double dipped, middled the game there. So those are my 4 personal plays from yesterday. If you guys are not aware, those are the 4 personal plays. One of them is that I gave you. If you were on board with me, you would have ended up getting all of those. So nice hit, Jeff. Nice way to build a little confidence and drop a little 200 on to win 1,400 parlay. Congratulations. As well as congratulations to all my other clients. That hammered home. And I'll tell you, there's I think we got some more low dangling fruit to pick off the fruit tree later today. As far as my personal plays go, got an NFL play, 2 NBA plays, and college basketball. Premium plays look a little busy today with 2 NBA as well as side and total. So we're going to break down Monday Night Football in its entirety. We're also going to break down some college hoops for you guys. Our college hoop leans yesterday, who was on those? Anybody take advantage of our... I gave you guys 3 leans in college basketball yesterday. And I said that they were actually very big leans, all 3 that I would actually have money on. That I would bet all 3 of them before they went off. Practically gave you guys 3 free plays if you hung out to the college hoops section. Gave you guys Mississippi State laying 6. I said I would have a nice little bet on them, as well as over 138. But I had a feeling we'd be able to get them at 137.5, which I was able to get them at 137.5. So we hammered home not only the side Mississippi State laying 6 and the over, but as well as Villanova over 139. And that was an easy one. Much like the Mississippi State, as well as the free play that I gave you guys, the over in the Louisville game. One thing that I do want to talk to you guys about. So, the lanes yesterday in college hoops, 3-0. 3-0 on college hoop lanes. Not too shabby. Not too shabby if you ask me. Ryan, you ended up getting at 137, so we were on the right side. Jamar, what's going on? So one thing that I do want to talk about, and is, and something that this happens to everybody. It happens to me, happens to you guys, and it's a very costly mistake. A very, 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 very costly mistake. And this mistake cost me a giant chunk of money yesterday. So, as Jeff did, I just showed you guys his 14 parlay on all my personal plays. And I called for a sweep yesterday. I don't call it very often, especially on the live show. I don't say got a feeling we're going to sweep the board. And then I very seldom say that. And when I do say it, we generally sweep the board. By the way, if you're not on my personal plays, we're probably going to sweep the board again today. All right, that's how much I love the games. But Jeff was like, I'm going to bet a 14 parlay. I'm not a big parlay guy. And we're long overdue for another sweep. So he did his parlay, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do one too. So I did a $1,000 14 parlay yesterday. And this is how it went. Seattle +1. Brooklyn on the money line. The Brooklyn Nets on the money line minus $1.30. Kentucky laying 24. And then Louisville over 138.5. And I know that line dropped real low. Well, I didn't check my ticket before I hit the submit button. I was busy with you guys, the live show. The live show lasted over almost 3.5 hours yesterday. We did a live show. We broke down a bunch of a handful of the NFL games. We broke down a couple of the college basketball games. And we had a good barbershop talk. So live show ran extremely long yesterday. Normally we go about 2 hours. And we went almost 3.5. And I was in a hurry to get that first wager in on Seattle. And because I knew it was starting, I literally had like a minute to put in all the premium plays that started at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which also our big guaranteed NFL game was starting at that time. And same thing with Seattle. My personal play was the first leg of the parlay. So I hit submit, didn't pay any attention to it. Later on in the afternoon, I get a text message from Jeff. It's got 4 letters in it. It starts with an F and it ends with a K. And I already knew we won Seattle. I knew Brooklyn was up at the half. I knew Kentucky was up pretty big at the half. And same thing with Louisville. Louisville was scoring a lot, and they were up big at the half. So I text him, and he goes, you're gonna go 4-0. You're gonna sweep. We're gonna hit the parlay. So here I am getting really excited, coming down to it, and I log back in, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not right. That's not right. And I look, and I click the wrong box on one of my bets. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Louisville was up, big at the half. I'll be good. I didn't click the over 138.5. I clicked Louisville laying 17.5. So this goes for every one of you guys. I had a very costly $1,000 14 parlay that was a winner if I would have paid attention. Now, obviously, I should have gave myself a little more time to actually make, the wagers, not try and do everything in 2 minutes. I did it in a hurry, and I've done it many times. I've talked about this before with you guys. Hell, I've done it at the window and walked away with the ticket and not checked it. So note to self, pay attention. Pay attention. $1,000 bet would have won me. Because Brooklyn was minus $1.30. I think it paid. Well, it should have paid roughly a little over 10 grand, or It should have paid a little over 10 grand, but it would have been, I think mine was like 9,400 or something like that, 1,000 to win 9,400. But I made the mistake. I checked the wrong box, and it definitely was a gut punch on a Sunday night. I mean, I was happy we went 4-0. I hammered our big guaranteed NFL play on Cleveland over. That was the biggest win of the week for me. So that was a nice one. But it was like 94.67, I think. 94.64 is what it would have paid. And I mean, I was out with the missus. I was out with my wife and my little one. We were headed to we went to Target last night and to pick up a couple things for the little one, some new pants or something. Sonny, you're very welcome. And that's when I realized it was like a gut punch right in the stomach. So what coulda, shoulda, would have been had I had paid just a little bit of attention. So note to self and note to everybody, please. Pay attention. Don't be like Kyle, pay attention. Yeah, D-Rob, I was looking forward to grabbing some popcorn when we walked into Target, and it didn't happen. All right. So don't be like me. Pay attention. Sorry, sending the missus a text message. Anytime you do over 10,000 in transactions, it doesn't have to be in one transaction. Anytime you do over 10,000 in transactions, they're going to make you fill out a form. But it doesn't really matter, that IRS form. If you know how many of those forms have been filled out on me at the casino, it doesn't matter. It means nothing. All right, they're just tracking where the money went. That's it. That's it. Doesn't mean you're getting taxed. Now maybe your guys' state taxes sports wagers, but here in Nevada we don't. We don't get taxed when we win. We don't get taxed when we win. Yeah, Keith, it's definitely a gut punch to the stomach. Will I am. You know what? It happens though. But I still had a great day. NHL package went 2-1 with a plus 135 dog, so we made money there. Premium plays split out, lost a tad bit of juice. They went 2-2, so I lost a tad bit of juice, not much, just a tad bit of juice. And then guaranteed NFL play was a monster winner, so I hammered that. And then my personal plays 4-0. We did drop the CFL championship yesterday. Hamilton sure looked like they were going to be a great bet on that one, but definitely not. We got shafted on that one. So, but no, overall it was a great day. And if you're on a combo package where you're getting premium plays and personal plays, and you're throwing in the big game of the weeks, you had an amazing day. I mean, I can't bitch and complain about it. I mean, I guess I can, but at the end of the day, I still made a ton of money. So yesterday it was still a profitable day. It was still a great day. So I guess I can't complain there because we made money. Anytime you're making money, there's you got no leg to stand on to complain. I guess you can always complain that you didn't win more, but ooh, that's a lot of cracking this morning. All right, just logging into our system. We're going to start breaking down the games. We've got a little bit of a slow start this morning. All right, logged into that side. Got a couple more things for me to log into. But we're going to have some big things to drop your guys' way. Some big information to be dropping and announcing tomorrow. And tomorrow's live show, yeah, Aaron, that's happened. That's happened. But at least there in Major League Baseball, you have the option to click on the action bet. So it doesn't matter who the starting pitcher will be. At least there you have that. Mine was just a straight wrong bet. Just a straight wrong one, and that surely sucks, that's for sure. Give me 1 second, folks. Just logging into everything. We're going to make it a great day today. Going to make it a great Monday. It's going to be a big Monday, that's for sure. Big Monday. Monday, money-making madness. All right, Monday, money-making madness. Ravens, Rams, college hoops coming up. We're going to go over it all. Let me log into the system here, folks, and then... something we're going to hammer home. One more and then I'm there. All righty. Move this over here. Pop up live odds. Alrighty, we're back. I'm ready to rock, ready to roll. Ryan, any trivia today? I don't know if we have any trivia. I'm already giving away everything for free. Already giving away everything for free. Edward always wins. Edward wins almost every time. College hoops, early action going on. I see somebody post that we need on our YouTube community page. I think it was Chip said that we needed some early action D-Gen play going on. A couple games getting ready to tip off right now. Grand Canyon and Illinois State getting ready to tip off. In another half hour, you got Drake and Miami of Ohio. Loyola, Illinois, and South Florida. 12 o'clock hour, you got, or 1 o'clock hour. 1 o'clock? 2 o'clock hour, excuse me. 2 o'clock hour, you got the Seattle and Bucknell. 2:30, Georgia and Dayton. There's a big little matchup right here for a Monday afternoon. What about at the 5 o'clock hour? Virginia Tech and Michigan State. 5-0 Virginia Tech goes on and going to take on Michigan State, who's 3-1 down there in Maui, Lanai Civic Center. BYU and UCLA later tonight there. They're the late night action, late night junkie action for everybody. Who's on what already this morning? Post up in the comments who you guys, if you guys have already bet any of those 4 games that have already gone off. If you guys are already on what side, let us know what you're on. We'll root for you. Colorado State, New Mexico State going into OT. Northeastern and South Alabama. South Alabama up by 4 with 5 minutes to go, and they're catching 2.5 against Northeastern. Rosemont College and Drexel. Drexel smashing them with 9 minutes to go in the second. And then Yale and Western Michigan. Yale laying 7.5, doing the duty up 42-29 to start the second half. Jason Sneaker versus on Colorado State. I wish you luck. They're catching 4. Looks good. Tom Weiner's in the house. Tom Weiner's in the house just in time. All right, let's move over to the NFL side. Let's move over to the NFL side, folks, because it's what's the daughter's shoe size? Doesn't have a daughter. Doesn't have a daughter. Looking for a trick question. But we could definitely give away a year of daily free plays to everybody. All right? Because that was a trick question, we're going to give away a year of daily free plays to everybody. All you got to do is come to our YouTube channel. And you folks have won a year of daily free plays. Every single day. Just come to our YouTube channel. Log in. Actually, you don't even have to log in. Just come to our YouTube channel. Watch the video. But don't fast forward to the end. And remember, if you want another free play video, if you guys want another free play on the day, we do have our daily free play video out there. It is already ready to go. Posted it early yesterday, believe it or not. Early yesterday. And when you're done watching that video, we've got a great NBA free play in it. When you're done watching that video, make sure you hit the big thumbs up and drop us a comment over there. I see you guys already popped us up over 100 likes over there. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yep, infamous Weiner is here, so that means no trivia questions allowed. I'm sure Who Dat Bob will be joining us here in a minute, and then you guys definitely don't want to have no trivia with those two. So they are running a promotion, and it's for today only, guys. On the website, it says 4 days of premium plays and guaranteed Saturday, or 4 days of my personal plays, the ones I went 4-0 yesterday, and guaranteed Saturday for $200. But if you purchase it today, even if you renew early, like if you're already on a package and you renew early, first of all, it'll just extend your service. You won't lose any days. But if you do it today, because that package is going away tonight. That package is going off the website tonight. But if you do it today, they're going to add a 5th day on it for free. So you end up with 5 days of premium plays and guaranteed Saturday. So you end up with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as well as guaranteed Saturday on Saturday. Or my personal plays, same thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days. It says 4 days on the website. They're manually going to add in that 5th day for you guys free. Hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. And that's available only till today. Or you can always pick up the 3 days, $99. You know we always have that. Shapendi, yeah, premium plays definitely need to have a winning day. 2-2 is not going to cut it, that's for sure. 2-2 is not going to cut it. Couple little rough ones not going our way over the last couple days. Definitely have them in a little drought, but you know that happens. That happens usually before a monster run. Usually before a monster run, they'll have a little drought. And then they go. Whew. Aaron, they're going to be playing at the Raiders Stadium. They'll be playing at the Raiders Stadium. Oh, we're frozen. All right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, but the Rebels playing at Sam Boyd Stadium. It may be technically Henderson, but you cross over the 85 and it's Vegas. You know, you go all the way down Trop. You know, you go on the other side of the freeway, it's Vegas. But yeah, they'll be playing at the Raider Stadium. You know, they'll be playing at the good stadium. Golden One, your free plays have been very juicy since I've tuned in. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, Matthew, we'll put you on another one. Matthew says he's on the Charlotte-Miami game only as of right now, but we'll get you on some more games before long. Frankie Diamond, any opinions on the Georgia and Dayton game? Anybody? We're gonna actually break that dang game down. That Dayton game down. We're gonna break that one down here in a little bit. Fast Freddy. We did not give it away yet. Have not given it away yet. Well, Jason, if you miss it, you could always come back and watch the archive version. It won't go anywhere. It won't go anywhere. So it's definitely going to be a good time and a good day today. Jonathan, send me an email. You'll be here Wednesday. It's typical Vegas weather, but I heard we're supposed to get weather. I think they said Thanksgiving Day it's supposed to be shitty, or Wednesday. It's supposed to come in Wednesday, but it's been in the 60s, partly cloudy. I know it's cooling off though. We're getting a little cold snap. It's supposed to be cold tomorrow. It's supposed to get down into the low 50s during the daytime tomorrow, which I know for you guys on the East Coast and up north that's nothing, but for us it's quite a bit. But I think it's Thursday it's supposed to rain. Last time I checked, I saw rain coming in Thursday, but they're usually a day late on what happens. So when they say it's going to get cold on Wednesday, it gets cold on Tuesday. And when they say it rains on Thursday, it rains on Wednesday. So you'll be here just in time for a little Vegas Thanksgiving storm. Kyle going to make it rain. We're going to make it rain all right. Golden One, your car was frosted this morning. Yeah, it was definitely chilly this morning. Ryan, get my winter coat out. I know, right? Jake says, I really hope your breakdown goes Georgia's way. I really want to see them do well this year. Go Dogs. They're actually off to a hot start. Fast Freddy, the Oregon Ducks are not my beloved team. That is for sure. I'm definitely not a Ducks fan. All right, definitely not a Ducks fan. I make a lot of money betting the Ducks on their totals as well as the side of their games, but I'm definitely not a Ducks fan. Definitely not a Ducks fan, that is for sure. I think the Pac-12 has some very solid teams. As far as who do I think is the best, it's Arizona. No questions, hands down. The best in the Pac-12 is Arizona. Exactly, Mark. I'm definitely a USC fan, but as far as the best goes, as far as the Pac-12, it's Arizona. Doesn't get any better than Arizona when it comes to college basketball. Benny Riviera showing love from Jersey. Thank you for tuning in, Benny Riviera, as well as everybody else. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to jump into Monday Night Football. We're going to break down this game. We're going to dissect it And then we're going to put you guys on a Monster Monday money-making play. All right, guys. Today's November 25th. For everybody that doesn't know, it is Monday. Monday Night Football, something that we've actually honed in on, and we've actually, what are we now, the last 6 straight Monday Night Football sides against the spread, as well as 5 of the last 6 totals. Last week was the only week out of the last 6 weeks that we did not nail both the side and the total. We were off on the total last week. But we did hit the big side, that's for sure. And we're going to do it again today. Game 275, 276, if you guys are trying to follow along or look for the odds on the game. Ravens, Rams. Ravens and the Rams. All right, guys. Ravens 8-2 straight up. What can we say about them? 5-4-1 against the spread. Not the best team when it comes to covering the spread. They're 6-4 on the over as well. Now the LA Rams 6-4 straight up. This is not the same Rams team that we're used to seeing with their offense last year. It's definitely not. Sean McVay's system has been exposed, and teams have been able to adapt to it. And it's just not as effective as it was, especially last year when he was catching everybody off guard. However, they are 7-3 against the spread. 7-3 against the spread this year. Out of their 10 games played, they've covered the spread and made bettors money 7 times. All right, they're 3-7 on the over. Believe it or not, they've only had 3 of their 10 games so far this year go over. And as Jonathan just said, it's definitely not the same Rams team. Line on this game actually opened up. It opened up as a pick'em. It stayed there for about 15, 20 seconds. All right. It opened up as a pick, but it quickly got moved to 3.5 almost near immediately. All right. And that's pretty much where it stayed for the entire day. Or the entire week, excuse me. Ravens laying 3.5, that is. Rams at home, the home dog catching 3.5. The D Casino actually has them at minus 3.5 at even money. Same thing with the Westgate, minus 3.5 at even money, which means you can still take it at minus 3 at minus $1.10. And in some places, CG Technologies has had it at minus 3 all day long, but they're taxing you. It's minus $1.30 if you want to bet them on any CG Technologies app or in any of their partnered casinos. MGM 3.5 minus $1.10. William Hill's minus 3.5 minus $1.10. For the most part, most books have been keeping it at 3.5. Although, you've got the Westgate, the leader, dropping at minus 3.5 at even money, making it easy for you to be able to get them at minus 3. That way you don't have to lay the hook as well. Total opened up at 49. It's been bet down 2 points. It's already down to 47. I would not be surprised to see this game drop down to 46, in the 46 range, 46.5, 46. It would not surprise me once the betting public gets off of work here in a handful of hours. If you're betting the under, I'd be betting it now. If you're betting the over, I would wait. All right, I would definitely wait if you're betting the over. What we're going to do is let's take a look at the money. Before we start dissecting these teams, let's take a look at the handle in this game and see where the money's coming in on this, all right? There's definitely a lot of money coming in on the Ravens, and it's one of the reasons why the line has stayed at 3.5. And despite the fact that the line has stayed at 3.5, there's still a ton of money being poured in on the Ravens. There was some early action put in on the Ravens as well. Some big action put in on the Ravens. People who got them at minus 3. As far as the percentages go, as of right now, I see 68% of all against the spread bets rolling in are rolling in on the Ravens. Just 32% on the Rams, 66% on the over, yet that line keeps dropping. All right, that line has actually dropped 2 points, yet the money keeps coming in on the over. Both sharp action and public bet keeps rolling in on the over. As far as the money line goes, 63% of all money line tickets coming in all have the Ravens. Some big parlays outstanding in some of these books all have the Ravens and need the Ravens to lose. The books definitely need the Ravens to lose, or they're going to have some big liability on some outstanding parlays. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right. Now, if you're watching us on Twitter, I don't monitor the Twitter feed or the Twitter chat. So if you're watching us on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere, nobody will see your comments. So come join us out on YouTube. All you need to do is go to youtube.com, or if you got a YouTube app on your phone, just go over to YouTube and then in the search section, put in Cappers Nation Live or Cappers Direct. It'll pop up our YouTube channel as well as our video. And then you can come chat with us live as well. Because I just popped up the Twitter feed, and I know we have been getting some viewers over there. So if you guys are viewing over there, make sure you guys come over to the YouTube side. That way you can come join the live chat. And once you get over here, if you're new to the channel, guys, first of all, if you're new to the channel, big warm welcome to you guys, and thanks for joining us. But if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We go live 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, we normally go live noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Saturday and Sundays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. This weekend, because of the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, Thursday and Friday, we're going to go live the same time we do on the weekends. Thursday and Friday's live shows will take place at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, dark and early in the morning for a Thursday and a Friday. We'll be live and having a good time putting you guys on the right plays and all of that stuff. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you don't miss a beat, all right? That way you don't miss a beat, and you start making some extra money, and you're able to watch our live shows. And if you ever do miss a live show, all you got to do is head to our website, cappersdirect.com, or our YouTube channel, and they're always archived right there. We don't delete any videos. We always want you guys to be able to keep everything that we say and do transparent. All right, so and when you're done with that, do us a big favor. If you haven't already done so, drop us a big thumbs up in the video. Give us a big thumbs up. If you're on your mobile device, you'll have to X out of the live chat. You'll have to X out of the live chat before you can see the thumbs up and the subscribe button. So do that as well. You guys can do it right now. It'd be greatly appreciated. And we'll keep the big winners and the big free play winners coming for you guys. And alrighty. Jonathan, I tend to disagree on that one. I know the critics are saying that he should have went for it. But, you know, he kicked the field goal. He got it, so if they put up 7 the next time around, or 6, they score again, they win the game. So he was hoping, he was banking on their big defense to get the job done and get them the ball back with time to spare, and unfortunately they didn't. You know, unfortunately, Brady did what he did best, and he killed the clock. Fast Freddy, what's the logo in my hat? Money, money, as Don Doe said. Money, money. No, it's Travis Matthews. It's a golf apparel company. It's a golf apparel company. It's got a little fuzz on it. See? A little fuzz on it. Clean it off. Money, money, as Don Doe said. Money making madness. Or hold on. Madness, money making Monday. All right, so now that we went over where the money's at on this game, let's get back to this game, and let's get the breakdown rolling, and let's dissect it, because I want to do some college hoops for you guys as well. All right, let's just start off. Baltimore 12-1-2 against the spread. when playing on the road after a game with a turnover margin of +2 or better. A hell of a stat right there for you guys. Baltimore 12-1-2 playing on the road when they've got a game turnover margin of +2 or better. Rams 0-6-1 against the spread. Their last 7 games at home versus an opponent who's on 2,000 miles or more travel. All right. Rams 10-0 on the under versus the AFC North. 10-0 on the under against the AFC North. Now, these two teams, they have not faced off against each other since it was the St. Louis Rams. So all the previous stats, throw it out the window. There's going to be people out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see somebody on Bleacher Report or Sports Illustrated or even ESPN throw out this stat. And when they throw it out, you know that they're absolutely a flippin' moron, okay? Because not only was Coach Sean McVay not even in the NFL, but the team wasn't even playing in Los Angeles yet, all right? Somebody's going to tell you that the favorites are 5-0 straight up and 3-1-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings in their head-to-head series. So when somebody tells you that, just close the channel, turn the channel, close that YouTube page, whatever it may be, because they're feeding you shit from 2015, 2011, 2007, 2003, and 1999. All right? Most of you weren't even out of high school yet. So when they feed you that load of shit, just turn off the channel. All right? Turn off the channel. Now, taking a look at how both teams have done recently. Rams finally coming off a win. All right? They had a stretch. They won 3. They lost 3. They won 2. They lost 1. And then they bounced right back with a win over the Bears last week. All right? Last week, they took on the Bears. They beat them 17-7. They were at home. They covered the 6.5. And here they are getting the red-hot Baltimore Ravens. Ravens on a nice 6-game winning streak. They started out the year high-flying 2-0 with wins over Miami and Arizona. 59-10, 23-17. And then it was like, all right, they got a little dose of reality. They bet the Chiefs. They lost 33-28. And then they had the unbearable thing happen. They lost to the Browns. They lost to the Browns 40-25. Yes, Michael, I did mention that it's definitely a stronger play. Stronger than just a normal premium play. So, yeah, you can step out a little bit on it. I mean, I wouldn't go bonkers on it or anything like that. It's Monday. It's Monday, and we have a huge week coming. But, yeah, you can definitely step out on it. That's for sure. So after losing to the Browns, they got a dose of reality. All right? They lost to the Browns at home. Packed their bags. They went on the road the next week to Pittsburgh. They barely escaped with a win in Pittsburgh, beating them 26-23. All right, they've had some close contests. And they had the Bengals laying 10.5 in a game at home that they did not cover the spread. No, Rich, I did not give it out yet. They did not cover the spread against the Bengals, but they did beat them outright. All right, they beat them 23-17. The Bengals gave them a run for their money. Then they had the Seahawks. And they took care of business against the Sea Chickens, beating them 30-16, beat them by 2 touchdowns. They were a 3-point dog in Seattle, and they beat them by 2 touchdowns, that is, and 2 extra points. Then they had the Patriots. And again, they shut us all up. They smashed the Patriots 37-20. Again, as a 3-point dog. Then they get the Bengals again, laying 10.5. Identical spread to what it was in their first meeting, where they barely beat the Bengals by a touchdown. They beat them 23-17. Actually, they beat them by 6, previously. This time around, total set out over and under 44.5. Boom, they put up 49 by themselves. That game was over in the first half. The side and the total. They beat them 49-13. Covered the spread, put the game over. Then they had the Rams 2 weeks ago. Sorry, not the Rams. The Texans. They get the Rams today. Then they had the Texans 2 weeks ago at home, laying 3.5. Total over and under 51. Game went under. Ravens won 41-7. Embarrassed Deshaun Watson and the rest of the Houston Texans. Shut them down completely, offense and defense. Now, obviously one team is trending a lot hotter than the other. However, you've got the Ravens. They've won 6 straight. They're 8-2. The Rams have won 3 out of their last 4 games against Atlanta, beating them 37-10. Against the Bengals, beating them 24-10. They did lose to the Steelers 17-12. And then they beat the Bears 17-7. Matthew says, I was 2 in 1999. See, exactly. You weren't even out of high school yet. You weren't even in school yet. Now, does it even make you old enough to bet? I guess it does. Or close to it anyways. Now, when you dive in depth into these two teams, all right, let's dive a little more in depth. Let's dig a little harder. Let's see what we can find when you're really diving in. How do the Ravens play on the road? What have they done on the road? Have they lost on the road yet? Yes, they have. They lost a big game to Kansas City. They lost by 5. Other road victories, they've got a road victory against Miami. They got a road victory against Pittsburgh. They smashed Seattle on the road. And they also beat the Bengals on the road. They're 4-1 on the road. Fast Freddy says, there's a poem, The Ravens Nevermore. 4-1 on the road. They're also 4-1. Let's see here. Against the spread on the road, they're 3-1-1. 4-1 straight up, 3-1-1 against the spread. Now, the Rams at home. How have the Rams fared at home? They did beat the Saints in week 2. And boy, were the Rams looking good in week 2. All right? They beat the Saints 27-9. Then back the end of September, they had the Buccaneers. They beat them. But they let the Buccaneers put up 40 points on them. They beat them 55-40 in a game that saw 0 defense. I think they had 0 punts in that game. Started out the year 2-0 at home. 49ers came to town and absolutely stifled them. They lost 20-7. 2-1 at home. Then they get the Bengals, beating them 24-10. And beating the Bears. I think Bengals was an international game, so you throw that one out of the mix. Even the Bears, 3-1 at home. The only home loss was to the 49ers, who absolutely shut them down. The same team that the Ravens get next week. That's a game that I look forward to watching. Next week's matchup on December 1st, the Ravens and the 49ers. Fast Freddy Edgar Allan Poe is the quarterback. Who dat Bob in the house? What's going on, Bobby? I didn't even see you pop in. Thank you for joining us. So, when you're taking a look at these teams, and now let's start taking a look at, we know what they've done recently. We see that, they're both hot. Obviously, one's a lot hotter, and that's the Ravens winning 6 straight. Rams, no slouch either. They've turned their season around, after dropping 3 straight. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games. Hold on one second. Hello. Hey, let me call you in a little bit. I'm live. Okay, all right. But let's dive into what's on paper, and let's just see how these two teams compare and match up on paper, offense and defense, defensively. All right. Take a look at the Ravens. High flying offense, averaging 34.1 points a game. They average 204 rushing yards. 204 rushing yards. Why? 5.7 yards per carry. And that's their dual threat quarterback. Not only is old Lamar able to run, but he can pass the ball too. And he's making some damn good plays. And some damn good decisions. 204 rushing yards. And man, he is hard to contain. He is very hard to contain. They're also averaging 225 passing yards at 7.7 yards per passing attempt. Jay, you said you have the Ravens 47.5 and over 47.5. You may actually wait a little bit. You might see that line drop a little bit. Even though there's more money coming in on the over, that line has steadily dropped. The Ravens will be going up against a Rams defense that, for the most part, with the exception of a few teams, hold on one second, guys. With the exception of a few teams, especially as of late, they've been able to stifle some offenses. They only gave up 20 in their loss to San Francisco, all right? But since that game, they gave up 10 to Atlanta, 10 to Cincinnati, 17 to the Steelers in a game that they lost, and then they gave up 7 to the Bears. So their defense has actually turned things around from when they were giving up 30 in their loss to Seattle, 40 in a game that they 55 in a game that they lost to Tampa Bay, and then before that, 27 to Carolina to start the season. So they had a couple slip-ups, but for the most part, the Rams defense has actually been pretty sharp as of late. They're only averaging giving up 19.8 points per game. They're holding teams to 89 yards rushing, all right, 3.3 yards per carry. But this Ravens team is just no ordinary rushing team, all right? It's not just one back or two backs in the backfield. They've got a running back, and then they've got a quarterback that's going to run the ball too, who scouts said if you want to play in the league, you should either try catching the ball or running because you're not going to be a quarterback. Well, we see he's a quarterback. All right, we see he's a quarterback. The Rams, though, getting torched in the air, giving up 235 passing yards a game at 6.3 yards per passing attempt. And the Rams, believe it or not, -3 on the turnover department. -3 on the turnover department. All right, compared to the +6 of the Ravens. The Ravens defense, we're going to talk about them here in a minute as well. But let's take a look at the Rams on offense. They're averaging only 24.3 points per game. Not the high-flying Sean McVay offense that we're used to seeing last year. This is not the offense that took them to the Super Bowl. Actually, it's the same offense. The teams have actually adapted on defense. And it's the reasons why they've actually struggled for the most part to put up big numbers like we're used to seeing on the Rams. Rams averaging 24.3 points per game. They're averaging only 98 yards a game rushing at 3.8 yards per carry. They average rushing the ball 26 times roughly a game compared to the 37 passing plays on average that they average at 269 yards a game on average at 7.2 yards per passing attempt. Even more so. All right, Rams. They'll be going up against a Ravens defense that has actually played fairly well, exceptionally well. Before we even state the numbers, just at their 6 wins, or their last 6 wins, all right, just in their last 6 games, they gave up 23 to Pittsburgh, 17 to the Bengals, 16 to Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, all right? Russell Wilson probably, the favorite to win the MVP after this week. Gave up 20 to Tom Brady when they beat Tom Brady, all right? They gave up only 20 to the high-flying Patriots. They gave up 13 to the Bengals again, and they held the Texans and Deshaun Watson to 7. Everybody said that Deshaun was going to shred Buffalo apart. Or not Buffalo, Baltimore. So that he was going to shred the Ravens apart. Didn't happen. They absolutely locked him and shut him down. All right. Ravens on defense holding teams to 19.6 points per game. holding teams to 94 yards rushing the ball on average per game at 4.4 yards per carry. However, they have been giving up 239 yards in the air, average of 6.7 yards per passing attempt, but they're +6 on the turnovers. +6 compared to the -3. We've got a 9 turnover differential, 9 turnover point differential, which definitely should probably more than likely throw, based on just stats alone, an extra turnover in favor of Baltimore here. So is Goff going to throw a pick? Probably. Are they going to fumble the ball? Probably. Turnovers can definitely be key to this game. In order for the Rams to have success, they're going to have to make sure that they don't commit turnovers, that they don't give the Ravens any extra opportunities. They're going to have to keep a team that averages 65 plays a game on offense. All right, 65 plays a game. They both average quite a few. All right, 65 to 63. One of them is going to want to control the tempo, control the pace on offense. That is a fact. Who dat, Bob? Thanks for joining us on your lunch break. Rams, as Edward said, Rams do play good in LA. They do have one loss in Los Angeles this year. There was two losses this year in Los Angeles. Their loss to Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay put up 55 on them, and also their loss to the 49ers when they got beat 20-7. Anthony, you haven't missed nothing just yet. Nothing just yet. Take it easy, who dat, Bob? Thanks for joining us. Now, remember, we can do trivia now because who dat Bob's at. Remember, when somebody on another channel tries throwing you out a stat that the favorites are 5-0 straight up and 3-1-1 against the spread, just close out that YouTube channel, turn off that TV channel, because just know that they're giving you information that goes from 2015 to 1999. All right? Just remember that one. Now, we are going to get you guys a free play on this game. It is a premium play. It's right off of our premium play card. As I said, you guys can go a little bit bigger on it if you want. Travis, how long to the pick? Well, I'm going to give you guys an NFL play now, but I'm also going to give you guys college basketball here in a little bit as well, because we're going to break down college basketball. So if you just take the NFL play, you're probably going to miss even more money. So just note to that self, we are going to break down college basketball next, and we're also going to, more than likely, I'll give out a personal play in college hoops as well. And it's a early action game that's going to put even more money in everybody's pocket. So, premium play on this one. Let me just double check the odds. I want to make sure nothing's changed. And because we do have special instructions on this one. As of right now, the line is Ravens laying 3.5 at even money. Rams plus 3.5 at minus $1.20. CG Technologies, same thing. Minus 3.5 at even money. D Casino and Circus Sports minus 3.5 at even money, which means you can get them at -3, minus $1.10 in most cases. Let me just double check what our friends over at 5 Dimes has. Let's see what our good friends over and partners over at 5 Dimes offer on this, just to let you guys know. 5 Dimes has minus 3.5, minus $1.10. You can get -3 at minus $1.35. You could also get the money line at minus $1.90. Total over and under 47 at 5 Dimes, minus $1.10. And over 46.5 is only minus $1.18. So total is actually trending in the downward direction, guys. And that's the same thing over 47 at the Westgate. On although Station Casinos just bumped it up to 47.5. So if you're betting the over, it's probably wise to bet it now. But if you're betting the under, the line is reversing on us, so you may want to wait if you're betting the under on this one. Reading some of the comments. Free premium play. We are taking, and I'm going to have it flash across the screen here. We are taking the Ravens. We are laying 3. So some of the books have them at -3 at minus $1.10 right now, or minus 3.5 at plus 110, or even money. If you get them at 3.5, I would buy the hook down. I'm not a big fan of buying points, but in this situation, I would hate to win by a field goal and you don't at least walk away with a push. So, but personally, I don't think we're going to need it. I think they not only win the damn game, but cover by a lot more than 3. The line should, in our opinion, we have the line at being -5.5 or -6 is where it should be. And laying 3 or 3.5 is an even easy option for us. So definite value in that. So Ravens laying 3. If you get it at 3.5, I would definitely buy it down, buy the hook down, just to be safe than sorry. JD says, hey, Kyle, that's a great question. Matter of fact, I saw your email this morning. I just didn't have a chance to respond to it just yet. But now that I got you here, I can answer it. Do I know if I will have a game of the week this week, and will it be an awesome deal like it has been? So I can look forward to a lock this week. Yeah, Joshua, moneyline is -190. Moneyline is -190. I actually saw it at -180 a little bit ago. And just depending on which book you're looking at, you'll find 180 to 190. But to answer your question, JD, am I going to have a game of the week this week? Yes. Yes, we do have a game of the week this week. I'm not divulging any information just yet, obviously, because, the clowns out there like to copy and mimic us because they actually think they hurt our sales, which they don't, and try and, plan things, and they just throw shit out on top of us, because they think that they're going to hurt our sales. But our clients are going to buy regardless, because they want to win. So I will have a game of the week. Obviously, there's guaranteed Saturday. We'll have a big NFL play again on Sunday. But I do have a big announcement to make tomorrow about these, okay? I do have a big announcement to make tomorrow. So if you guys tune in tomorrow, you'll know about it. And for tomorrow's show, I'm going to have to go live a little bit later, so I do apologize. I can't go live tomorrow at noon Eastern time. It'll be later in the day. I'm going to plan for 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Do I see a -4 coming for the Ravens? No. No, I don't. I see -3 coming. I see -3 coming. Or they might keep it there at 3.5. Books have been trying to keep it steadily at 3.5, but it's at -3.5 at even money right now. So the next step is -3. So yeah, big announcement as far as our big guaranteed games go coming tomorrow. And I'll announce it either in tonight's daily video that we put out for tomorrow, or I'll announce it during the live show. I'm not sure just yet, but big things coming. You guys are definitely going to want to watch tonight, and you're definitely going to want to watch tomorrow's live show. That's a fact. So we're going to celebrate on that big guarantee, or that big premium play that we just put out. And now that we did that one, let's jump straight into college hoops. What do you guys say? Because I'll break down a couple games in college hoops, get you guys on a free play, and then put some money in your pocket. Let me see here. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Hello. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Just keep me just yeah. And yeah. Whatever you think is best. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry guys, that was an important call. My 1946 Willys is in the shop. I broke the steering column and the ignition. Fat ass, don't hang on the steering wheel. I got a 1946 CJ2A that I built with a small block Chevy and Curry Ford 9-inch in the rear. It's my old one. D-Mall, if you're getting 4, you're getting screwed because there's not a book in the country that's got 4. If you're getting 4, then go open up a 5 Dimes account. You can get open up a 5 Dimes account and get them at 3.5. It might tick up to 4 in some spots, but it's as of right now it's minus 3.5 at even money at the Westgate, so that's trending in the other direction. That's trending in the other direction of 4. And taking a look at the money, still the same, 68-32. So percentages are still the same. Randy, see what's going on, sir? See, I do apologize. Had to take that call. That's the mechanic buddy of mine working on my old one, my 46 Willys. The cool thing is when it's done, I get to go pick it up and drive it home. It's always fun to drive. Always fun to drive the little light Jeep with a small block Chevy in it. All right, college hoops time. College hoops time. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified every single time we drop a video. It doesn't matter if it's live or pre-recorded. You will be notified when we go live or we drop a video. Hit that little bell button next to it. Aaron, believe it or not, I told you I submitted my order or my online order to be able to order one, and I was so busy. And believe it or not, the local dealer, which I'm shocked, dropped the ball and they have my deposit, and then they never called me to order it. And then I was so damn busy over summer, and then now with the new house, and we just sold a rental property. I haven't had a chance. Have not had a chance, but I did see the new Tesla truck coming out, and I was thinking about nabbing one of those with the tri-motors, but I just don't know if I like the look of it. Marcus here, man, do you have any parlays today? I'm not a big fan of parlays. Billy, don't throw rocks at the window. Yeah, don't throw steel balls at the window. Andre, if you're not purchasing something, I don't know how we could put a guarantee on a game. It's a premium play. It's a premium play. But again, I don't know how we could put a guarantee on something if you didn't pay for it. All right, college hoops. Jumping right into college hoops because college hoops is going to be fun today. We got early action going on in college hoops. Let me move to that segment. Yale got the job done, winning by 23 already. South Alabama, as a 2-point dog, beat Northeastern by 12. And Colorado State fell and did not cover. Lost by 8 to New Mexico State in OT. So I know somebody in here was betting Colorado State, so I do apologize for that one. Hold on one second, guys. What Tariq just said. Big Demo found a good one. Grabbed -3 at -$1.24. That's a good one right there. It's not bad. Yeah, the Tesla demo didn't go so well, did it? Bulletproof and break the glass. And remember, if you're on my personal plays, you have already had this play. Premium plays. But for everybody that's not on the plays, well, there you go. You guys get a small little taste. And believe it or not, I think, I have to double check, but I think I'm giving you guys premium plays and personal plays for free. I have to double check, but I think in the last 2 weeks, I have to go back and double check. We're either 9-1 or 10-1, giving you guys free premium and personal plays during the live shows. I know we lost one. in the last 2 weeks. It's either 9-1 or 10-1 during the live show, giving you guys free premium and personal plays. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Garrett, any thoughts on the Georgia-Dayton game? I do have some thoughts on that one. That one actually almost made my personal play card, and we're actually going to break that one down But we're going to do that one first because I know that one goes off at 2:30 Eastern time. So that one goes off in 32 minutes. Yeah, I don't know who said the game was guaranteed, but I know I definitely didn't. I said it's of guaranteed Saturday type quality of a play. Never said that there was a guarantee on the game. Kind of hard to guarantee a free play. Kind of hard to guarantee a free play. But as JD said, I definitely guarantee another free play tomorrow. I guarantee we'll have another free play tomorrow. That's a great one, JD. That's a perfect one. That's absolutely a perfect one right there. That's a perfect way to say it. I guarantee you we have a free play tomorrow. And probably I guarantee that there's another free play in this video. Thank you, Sergio. Sergio's saying it correctly. Jonathan as well. Ryan got it. Good deal, good deal. If you guys base your bets on where the public or the so-called sharps actually put their money, then you guys are just as foolish as them. If you guys actually even worry about where the public or the sharp money is headed, then you guys are a big fool just like them, because it should have no bearing on where you put your money. If you handicap a game correctly, if you break down a game correctly, it doesn't matter where Joe Blow or Bob or Cindy or whoever, their mom, their auntie, their uncles, their auntie TT, whoever. It doesn't matter where they put their money. It doesn't matter where the clowns put their money. It doesn't matter where the so-called sharps that you see on Sports Illustrated, ESPN, Bleacher Report, Lock It In. It doesn't matter where those nitwits put their money. Break down a game correctly, and where the money goes, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is where the money that comes out of your pocket goes. That's the only matter. That's the only money that matters on a game, is where your money goes. So if you guys look at 70% of the money is on the Ravens. Okay. Mark, you're just watching? Fantastic. Fantastic. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. That way you get notified every single time we drop a video or we go live. You'll be notified. So yeah, and we went over this yesterday. If you guys are worried about where the money's at on the game, you guys are already beat. Because what you guys have access to, where the money's at, is generally made up and wrong to push an agenda. Unless you have access to live information from the books. We do. I do. Because we pay the big fee for it. But if you're going to use the Action Network, Scores Mobile, ESPN, Scores and Odds, Don Best, Vegas Insider, you'll notice a big difference between all of those books. Some will say 68%, some will say 52%, some will say 75%. Well, which one is it? So when you guys listen to what you guys have access to as the public, you're already wrong anyways. And again, if you guys worry about where the so-called self-given name title of a sharp bet, you're already behind. If you worry about where the public is betting, you're already behind. I don't pay to see where it's going. It just comes in our subscription package to Stats LLC. But thanks for stopping by, Pat. But the money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. It's just part of what we pay for. It's included in the package. If we could have it excluded and save a little, I would, because it's actually pointless. It's pointless. Like we went over yesterday, who are the Sharps? And how did they get the name Sharp? Self-imposed title? Egotistical title? Yeah, But again, I only state that information for you guys because some of you guys like to know it for some godforsaken reason, who knows why. Because it really has no bearing on an outcome of a game. It really does. It really has no outcome of a bearing of a game. And to be honest, most of the stuff that you guys see on the public sites is wrong and inaccurate anyways. The line movements that you guys see are 15 minutes behind. When the Westgate takes a 50K wager, you guys don't even know why a line moved. Was it because somebody bet 500 or 50K? Or were they just following along with the wind down the street or stations to keep everything in a line? All right, college hoops time. Let's have some fun. College hoops. We're going to start with the Georgia-Dayton game here in just a second because that game starts in 26 minutes. I know a handful of you have already asked about that game. It should... Hold on, it's not open. Wrong keyboard. It should actually be a fairly good game. It should actually be a fairly good back and forth game. Defensive? We're about to find out. I mean, I already have my opinion on it. I've already broken down this game. I've already looked at every angle. Hold on one second. All right, let me pop up this game. Let me look for it here real quick. There we go. Game 795, 796. George Mason opened up. Oh, that's George Mason game. 796, 790. We don't want George Mason. We want Georgia and Dayton. We want Georgia and Dayton. There we go. There we go. There we go. I saw the G and I gave up 8-11 and 8-12. Excuse me for being so inaccurate. Dayton opened up as a 2-point favorite. The line is now up to 3. Before we went live, let's see, about an hour before we went live. So almost 3 hours ago, they were actually laying 2 at the opening number. Total opened up at 149. It is now up to 156. However, the station casinos now have it at 156.5. As well as we do see it click into 157 at William Hill. William Hill just moved it out to 157. Anthony, what's my system kick out on Georgia and Dayton? We'll tell you here in just a minute. We'll tell you here in just a minute. All right. You got the 4-0 Georgia Bulldogs. All right. Tom Crean, he's got his team playing great. 4 straight wins to open up the year. Big win over Western Carolina, beating them by 19 to start. They beat Citadel by 9. They also beat Delaware State by 34. And they beat up Georgia Tech. They squeezed by Georgia Tech, beating them by 4 just a couple days ago, or a handful of days ago on last Wednesday. Squeaking by in a tough game for them. Now, on the other side, you got Dayton, who came in with high hopes. Highly sought after Dayton. They've actually have a really good offensive program. They're 3-0 on the year. And interesting that they only have 3 games. They haven't played since last Tuesday. So a long layover for Dayton, guys. Sorry, I'm reading a text message. And, here they are opening up tournament in Hawaii. So everybody know that they are playing in Hawaii today, okay? Neutral site game. So take out any home field advantage that Dayton would have had. And believe it or not, if this game would have played in Dayton, the line would be a lot different. Dayton would actually be favored by a lot more. Dayton is actually the 23rd toughest place to play. The University of Dayton Arena is actually an extremely tough place for opposing teams to come in and play. But you take that right out of the equation playing at the Lanai Civic Center there in Maui for the Maui Invitational. But Anthony Grant's got them rolling to a 3-0 start this year. They did beat up Indiana State 86-81 to start the year. They beat Charleston Southern by 29. They beat Nebraska of Omaha 93-68. And here they get Georgia in the first round of the Maui Invitational. So far, we're going to be able to base these numbers and these trends. We like to really get 7 to 10 games underneath our belt. So after the tournament, after Thanksgiving weekend, our numbers will actually be a lot more rock solid as far as predicting final scores and outcomes and all of that good stuff. Will really, really, really be rock solid after Thanksgiving time. So it's definitely getting there. We gave you guys 3 leans yesterday in college hoops. Mississippi State laying the 6 winner, the over winner, and Villanova over winner. So we absolutely are on track and rocking and rolling. I went 2-0 in college hoops yesterday as well. So college hoops has actually been making us some great money. But when you're comparing these two teams side by side, remember we only have 5 games for Georgia and 3 games for Dayton to be able to dissect the Flyers, to dissect Anthony Grant's Flyers. But one thing that I will tell you, with Dayton being off since last Tuesday, traveled to Hawaii. They've been there. They got situated. Obi Toppin, Ryan Mixell, Libby Watson, Jalen Crutcher, Chapman. Those kids are ready to go. They're definitely ready to go. They know they have a big game going up against Georgia. And I'm not saying anything about Georgia not being ready to go or anything like that. Georgia is definitely ready to go. They've been off since Wednesday. They're there to stay in Hawaii for the tournament, spend Thanksgiving, and definitely put on a good show. So Tyree Crump, Greason, Edwards, Nemezi, even their big center. All right, I mean actually he's not a big center, 6'9". What's that kid's name? The juniors, 6'9", junior Hammonds. These kids are going to be on their game. They're going to be ready. I actually think this is going to be a very close, contested game. And it's definitely going to be a good game. It's going to be an up and down the court type of game. And let's take a look. Let's dissect it and see what we see, all right? First, I'll tell you, Georgia's a fast-paced offensive program. Georgia keeps, on average, the ball for 15 seconds before letting it fly. They're not a shot clock ticker-downer. They like to take full opportunity of their possessions. Dayton, not far off, a second and a half off. They're not a 19-second program. But as far as Dayton, a little bit slower pace, not by much. Second and a half is not much. All right, they're not a 19 or a 21 second program. So as far as offense goes, we give them an adjusted efficiency score of 106.5, which we actually have Georgia ranked as the 43rd best offense as far as efficiency goes overall, and that's calculating, field goal percentage, offensive turnovers, offensive rebounds, free throws, 3-point shots, 2-point plays, as well as that good 2-foul participation protocol. We have them ranked as the 43rd best offense in Division I. All right, but at the same time, we've got an adjusted efficiency rank of 108.6 for Dayton, which gives them the 25th best. And keep in mind, 98.6 is the Division I average for those numbers. But as far as diving in and dissecting the numbers, you'll see that Georgia knocking down 53.9% from the field compared to the 62.7 of Dayton. Dayton is a shooting team, with the exception of free throws. Dayton is knocking down some balls. All right, and they've been very, very, very effective through their 3 games. Now, keep in mind, the Dayton numbers are only going to count for 3 games, whereas Georgia's got 5 games under their belt. So a little more along the lines of what we're going to see more so for Georgia. And we may see a little bit better, we may see a little bit less with Dayton. You're not going to know until game time today. But one number that I like for Dayton and not for Georgia is a three ball shooting, and then obviously the defensive side of defending a three. Georgia knocks down 30.8% of all their 3-point plays. Not a big number at all. Not a good three ball shooting team. But fortunately for Georgia, Dayton is absolutely horrible at defending the three through their first 3 games of the year. They're giving up 42.9% to opposing three ball shooting teams. And believe it or not, they really haven't played. I mean, they played Indiana State, who knocked down some threes in a high scoring game. They beat Charleston Southern and Nebraska Omaha. They haven't been allowing those 3 teams to knock down over 42, almost 43%. Almost 43% of all their threes. Now, for Dayton knocking down the threes, actually, let's stick with Georgia. We'll go over Georgia, and then we'll switch over to Dayton after that. As far as the 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, dunk, Georgia's actually knocking down 57.9%. Just in this category alone, it's got them ranked, what was it, 19th in this category. So they've been very, very, very efficient in this category, and knocking down and maximizing their opportunities and putting 2 points up on the board. As far as free throw shooting, not a good free throw shooting team. All right, Georgia knocking down just 66.1% of all their of all their free throws. All right, not a good percentage when it comes to this. Now, Dayton. What can we say about Dayton? Well, let's start off by saying 62.7% from the field, 33.3% from out deep. They are a fairly good three-ball shooting team. However, Georgia is not very good at defending the three anyways. They're giving up on average 36%, over 36% to opposing teams knocking down 3-point plays. Dayton will have opportunities. Dayton will have plenty of opportunities to be successful from out deep. Those 2-point plays that we were talking about, every jump shot, layup, dunk. What is this message? Dayton knocking down 72%. Number 1 in Division 1 in all their 2-point plays. Every jump shot, layup, dunk, they're knocking down 72%. 7.2 out of every 10 shots they are putting in the hoop. All right? They're putting in the hoop. They're being very, very, very effective. Now, free throw shooting, just 68.5%. All right, that's a number that Dayton will have to pick up. And keep in mind, they've only played 3 games. They had a bad game in their free throw shooting that has their numbers down. So I definitely look for that number, the free throw shooting of Dayton, who is a very, very, very good free throw shooting team, as well as a shooting team in general. That number should definitely rise. Now, point distribution. Dayton relies on 3 balls to be 29% of all their points. Georgia, 22.8. But where Georgia's relying mostly, a bigger percentage is on free throws. 21.2% of all their points scored is going to be coming from the free throw line on average from Georgia. Dayton, they're only relying on 13%, 13.8%. So just under 14% of all their points are going to come from the free throw line. The majority of the Dayton points are going to come from those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, dunk that they're knocking down 72% of. All right, they rely on 57.2% of their point distribution to come from the 2-point or come from a 2-point play, compared to the 56% of Georgia. Now, the number that I think matters as far as if you're looking for the total, the over and under, one number, or even who has an advantage on offense or defense. As far as the 2 foul participation protocol. Sorry, I'm looking through the live chat, reading through some of the comments. Randy, do I have a favorite conference in college basketball? I follow them all, but obviously, I'm a Pac-12 guy growing up in Southern California. All right, sorry, just me. I know you're new to the channel, but try toning it down. No need to call anybody a fool. So see you later, buddy. Now, 2-foul participation protocol. Good one, Jermaine. Good one. I love it. I love it. Jermaine always coming in with the positive comment. 2-foul participation protocol, and this is a big number. Georgia, 35.5%. Oh, we got a frozen screen and all of that. 2-foul participation protocol. First, for everybody that doesn't know, let's discuss what that is. All right, the 2-foul participation protocol is when a player receives that second foul in the first half or early in the second half, he's going to go ride the bench. All right, coach is going to play him. Coach is going to pull him out because he's in foul trouble. He's in early foul trouble. So some coaches, some coaching styles will allow players to play with 2 fouls. Tom Crean, the head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, he allows his players to play. And what it is let's just say that there's 10 minutes have gone by in the first half. There's 10 minutes remaining in that first half. Let's just say Tyree Crump, the point guard for the Bulldogs, all right, the 6'1" senior, he picks up that second foul. What that means is Tom Crean, who's the head coach of Georgia, will allow Tyree Crump to play for, on average, just under 36% of the remaining available minutes while he's in he's sitting there with 2 fouls. So if there's 10 minutes remaining in the first half, he's going to play roughly 4 minutes of them. Roughly, he's going to allow his player to play roughly 4 more minutes of those remaining 10. Now, why is that important? It's very important. Very important, especially if it's somebody like Rashawn Hammonds, all right? They're 6'9" junior center. Or somebody down low, Amazine, how do you pronounce this guy's name? Nemenzi, all right? 6'9" sophomore. One of their big guys down low defending the glass. What it means is basically they're going to play a little bit lighter on defense. They're not going to go out and risk that third foul with 10 minutes left in the first half or 2 minutes left in the first half. They're not going to risk getting in foul trouble because if they pick up that third foul, they're going to be sitting for they'll sit for the rest of the first half and for a good chunk of that second half, the first start of the second half. They'll be sitting right on the bench. So it allows an opposing team that if it is one of the big men, if it's a center or the power forward of Georgia that picks up a second foul, Dayton's going to be playing down low, a team that knocks down 72% of all their 2-point plays. If you don't think they're going to be driving to the net, Obi Toppin, McSell, if you don't think these guys, Obi Watts, if you don't think these guys are going to be crashing the boards, hoping one of the Georgia players picks up that third foul, they're not going to. They're going to play a lot less defense on average. There's going to be a lot more open looks down low, a lot more drives down that don't get as defended as if he only had 2 fouls. Or 1 foul, doesn't want to pick up an easy third foul. So that 2-foul participation protocol is a huge number, especially with totals. We saw it in the Louisville game yesterday. Both teams were in foul trouble early, especially in the second half. How many went to, what was it? Both were in the bonus with over 7 minutes to go. All right, pushing the totals over, it keeps it under. Now, that same number for Dayton, what does the Flyers head coach do? What does Anthony Grant do for Dayton, for the Dayton Flyers? 0%. All right, 0% for Dayton. Mixell, Obi Toppin, Watson, Crutcher, Chapman, they go to the bench deep. If they pick up that second foul in the first half, they're sitting on the bench. They're not coming back out. He's not going to risk his team getting in foul trouble early. All right? But for the most part, those players play pretty tight defense and haven't been taking too many sloppy fouls. They have not been taking too many sloppy sloppy fouls and putting themselves in foul trouble. I mean, you could take a look at their last game against Nebraska of Omaha and their 93-68 win. And, I mean, Watson picked up 2 fouls. And Tompin, who was the MVP of that game, only picked up 3. So everybody else was sitting at 1 or none. So not many. Dayton is not a big fouling team. So I don't look for Dayton to get in much of a foul trouble scenario. Whereas Georgia, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. So big number, big differential on the 2 foul participation protocol. So as far as a lean on this game that actually starts in 6 minutes, I like Dayton laying the 3. I know there's a couple people out there that were hoping I was going to say Georgia plus the 3 points. But I lean towards Dayton. I liked them at -2. When I saw that line click to 3, I decided not to make it a play. I think it's going to be a close game, even with Dayton's 3-ball shooting capabilities, as well as Georgia's. Georgia will probably end up in foul trouble. Dayton will play a clean game. But even then, I definitely see it going down to the wire. I see it being decided by a basket, if not 2. If I had to bet it, if you guys made me bet it, I lean towards Dayton laying the 3. But to me, it's not worth me putting any money on it. So our system actually has Dayton winning by 1, believe it or not. So our final score prediction actually has it as 75-74 final. I see it as Dayton winning by a basket, maybe 2. As far as the over and under, I would lean towards the under. So I lean towards the under on it as well. Especially 156. And I mean, Vegas, I'm seeing 157 at one book, but for the most part, it's 156 everywhere. So I definitely lean Dayton minus the 3 and the under 156. So our system's fairly accurate, although it's been a little on the underside of what the final scores were. But we've got Dayton winning by 1. I see it as Dayton winning by a basket, maybe 2. And even if that's 2 baskets minus 4, they'll cover. But for the most part, to me, it's not enough for me to want to put a bet on it. So there's that one. We're gonna do the big marquee matchup for you guys next. I know this is a very sought after game for everybody. Virginia Tech, Michigan State. $5 p.m. Eastern time game. Now this game's going to be a hell of a game. This is another game that nearly made my card. Remember, the Dayton game almost made my card. It almost made my card. Hold on one second, guys. Will I Am says, I'm still listening. Great stuff, Kyle. Thank you. Don Doe, thanks for it. Kyle, no problem. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do the Virginia Tech Michigan State game. And then after that, we're going to do another game. And then I'll put you guys on another free play. And we've been live for over 2 hours already. All right. I guess I can get another cup of coffee and when we're done. I don't need to make you guys wait. Another cup of coffee sounds good though. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Tuning in from the Hall of Fame city. Hold on one second. Thank you, Jermaine and Ryan. Sergio, you got it at 150. 150 is a tough line. 150 is definitely a tough line. But, I mean, it did go up. So, you know, I mean, it's actually, Westgate just moved it to 157, like I was saying, that you'd probably be able to get. The Westgate just moved it to 157, or the total to 157, literally 30 seconds ago. 30 seconds ago, it clicked to 157. All right, next game up, 8-13, 8-14, Michigan State, Virginia Tech. Another tournament game. This one goes down at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, roughly. Keep in mind, another Maui Invitational game, the Lanai Civic Center. Dustin, it's not in the chat. It's in the video. Scroll back about 25 minutes. But it's not in the chat. It's in the video. All right. Next one up. 8-13, 8-14. Virginia Tech. Michigan State, without further ado. We've got the 5-0 Hokies taking on the 3-1 Tom Izzo-led Michigan State Spartans. Opened up the year with their loss against Kentucky. They lost 69-62. If you guys remember, neutral site game. I believe that was Madison Square Gardens. They have battled back against two scrubs and Seton Hall to a 3-1 respectable record. And today, they get undefeated, high-flying Virginia Tech. Michigan State, like we said, opened up a loss to Kentucky. They beat up Binghamton 100-47 in their bounce-back scrub game. All right. Then they had Seton Hall. That was a very, very, very close contested game. And believe it or not, they barely beat them. They beat them by 3, 76-73. All right, Seton Hall gave them a run for their money. And Seton Hall came out the second half. They were actually down by 3 at the half. They outshot them in the in the second half, and it wasn't until late in the game that Michigan State pulled away in that game. It wasn't until late that Michigan State pulled away. Thank you, Jermaine. I didn't post it in the comments because I wanted you guys to go back and watch the video. But if somebody else wants to post it, by all means, thank you, Jermaine. It's making it tough on everybody. The point was, you know, to come watch us live. But if you guys miss it, it's all good. Jermaine put it in there for you guys. Thank you, Jermaine. Then they had Charleston Southern, who they beat up. They beat them up by almost 50, beat them up by 48 points, 94-46. So what do you take out of that? They played a quality team in Kentucky, and they lost. They played a so-so team in Seton Hall, and they barely escaped with a victory. All right, they were on the road. They were not at home. They were on the road. It was a true road game. And then they were at home against Charleston Southern, and they smashed them. Well, here they are on the road, neutral site game. Going to be no home field advantage, home court advantage for either team. All right, now they get the Hokies, 5-0 on the year. Well, who has Mike Young's squad already faced? All right, first of all, Landis Nolly, their 6'7" freshman center, off to a hot start. P.J. Horn, their junior. Isaiah Wilkins is splitting time as a shooting forward. Tyrese Radford, all right, freshman and sophomore splitting time in that position. Allian, their 6'3" freshman shooting guard, off to a strong start, and then their point guard Wasabi Beatty getting 64% of the point guard minutes. These kids have been balling. A 6 foot junior. These kids have been balling to start the year. They opened up the year against Clemson, beating them 67-60. They beat Chopin State 74-42. They took care of business against South Carolina Upstate, beat them 80-57. They beat Lehigh 79-53, and they just beat up Delaware State 100-64. Virginia Tech coming in and looking to try and stop Michigan State. No doubt about it. Michigan State headed to Maui with, it's not the Big Ten tournament, obviously. It's not the NCAA tournament, not until March. But they're headed to Maui with one objective in mind, and that's come home with a tournament win. Tom Izzo wants to get a win, and he's going to go to whatever length it takes to make sure that Michigan State comes home without a second blemish on their record. They barely escaped one against Seton Hall. Let's take a look at these two teams side by side, and let's compare them, all right? Because you're going to see some... Virginia Tech's a quality team, but they're stepping into uncharted territories against a Michigan State team. The only thing that, first of all, right off the bat, the only thing that scares me about Michigan State is how shitty they played on the road against Seton Hall not long ago. All right? Line opened up, Michigan State laying 9.5. A lot of money's poured in on them. They're now laying 13.5. They were actually laying, what were they laying this morning? They were actually laying 11.5 this morning. An hour before we went live, they were laying 11.5. All right, it's actually up 2 points now. They're now laying 13.5 at the Westgate. MGM still has them at 13. William Hill still has them at 13, but everywhere else is minus 13.5. Matter of fact, the MGM app, the Play MGM app, actually has them at 13.5 minus $1.15. So I would not be surprised to see Michigan State jump to 14, possibly even 14.5 in the next 2 hours and 25 minutes. I would not be surprised to see this get into the 14s. All right. Total on this game opened up at 133. It's actually down to 131.5 for the most part. It's down just about everywhere, although I have seen it still at 132.5 at the station casinos, 132 on the BetMGM app. But for the most part, 131.5 seems to be the norm for the day for pretty much all the books. When you take a look at the money, and let's see if we can pop up where everybody's betting, see if we could do it in a timely manner. There we go. It's fairly, and you wouldn't think with the money that's coming in, you would think the money coming in on Michigan State where the line movement is. Virginia Tech is catching 13.5. And if you wait, I think it'll be 14. I really do. I really do think it'll be 14. But the interesting number is 59% of all the money coming in is on Virginia Tech. 59% of all the money coming in is on Virginia Tech, but the line keeps creeping. Literally 3.5 hours ago, it was Virginia Tech was only catching 11.5. Now they're catching 13.5. Yet the money's still pouring in on Virginia Tech. All right, the books are definitely enticing you, trying to think that everybody in the world is betting on Michigan State, but that's the exact opposite. A lot of money coming on the Hokies. As far as the total goes, 64% rolling with the over. Just 36% on the under. That number is in line with the betting trends and the betting movement. Now, back to these two teams side by side. Let's just start out by saying that Virginia Tech, very quality program. Very quality program. We actually have them as the 52nd best offensive adjusted program in Division I. Their defense, no slouch either. We actually have them ranked 41st. In Division I in our system based on what information we have, and that's updated after every day of every game played for every team. But they're going to be going up against a Michigan State State defense that we actually have ranked as the 4th best defense in all of Division I, as well as the number 1 most efficient offense in all of Division I. So as far as offense goes, and believe it or not, when you take a team and you combine not only their offensive adjusted efficiency, but their defensive adjusted efficiency. We've got Michigan State ranked number 1 in both categories when they're combined. All right, 4th in defense, 1st in offense. when you take a look at their average possession, Michigan State, a fairly quick team moving the ball. They hold the ball for an average of 15.4 seconds per offensive possession compared to the 17 of Virginia Tech. In the long run of the game, they're going to end up with a couple more possessions. Being a couple seconds faster on average, they'll end up with an extra possession or two per half. Will that equal more baskets? Well, if they keep knocking down buckets, fairly decent shooting team. One spot that Michigan State struggles right off the bat is the three ball shooting. Virginia Tech has been very efficient shooting the ball, and we're going to talk about that. They're hitting 59.4% of everything from the field. That's actually the 8th best in Division One. Just for instance, reference, the Division One average from the field is 48.9%. Virginia Tech is a little over 10% more than that. All right, about 10.5% more than that. Now, they're also knocking down 42.2% of all their three-point shots. All right, Virginia Tech knocking down 42.2% of all their three-point plays. Now, Michigan State defense, that 4th-ranked defense, is holding opponents to 28% shooting from out deep. Virginia Tech is definitely going to be finally getting an opponent that can defend the three ball. If Virginia Tech shoots 42% from out deep today against Michigan State, watch out. Put Michigan State on upset alert. If they can knock down 42% from out deep, it's probably not going to happen. Michigan State, one of the better teams at defending the three. All right. Now, every 2-point play, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, Virginia Tech knocking down 54.9% of all their plays. All right, all their shot attempts. However, Michigan State on D is holding teams to 39.1%. All right, they're going to have a tough time getting clean looks and clean shots off against a Michigan State defense. Now, if they can move the ball, limit their turnovers, limit their blocked shots on offense, they'll give Michigan State a good run for their money. Now, they are knocking down 70.2% from the free throw line. And then when you start taking a look at Michigan State and what Michigan State is capable of doing on offense, when they've got the ball, they're hitting 52.9% from the field. Obviously, that's not the 59.4% of Virginia Tech. But they're also hitting only, believe it or not, only 29.5% of all their three-point shots, which is not a good number. And unfortunately for them, Virginia Tech, the Hokies, have been absolutely ferocious defending the three ball. All right, they actually have the 5th best percentage in defending a three ball shot, keeping teams to 22.5%. Rest assured, they're going to be a man on a man who's out deep. They're going to be a hand in the face and a hand up, trying to limit what Michigan State is going to be able to do with the three ball out deep. So they're already struggling to shoot the ball from out deep. And now they've got a Virginia Tech team that's very, very, very good at defending the three. Andre says, I feel like Virginia Tech lost a lot from last year. Blackshear and Alexander was huge for them last year. No doubt about it. Virginia Tech is definitely shorthanded without Blackshear and Alexander. No doubt about it, 100%. Landers Nolly is going to have to pick up his game. P.J. Horn, Tyrese Radford, Naeem Allen, Wasabi Beatty is they're going to have to be on their game. And they're definitely a young program. They're going to start 3 freshmen. They're going to start 3 freshmen and 2 juniors. Very, 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 very young program. Naeem Allen, the 6'3" freshman. All right. You got Tyrese Radford, another 6'1" freshman, and they're not a big team. They're not a big team. Even their big man, their center's only 6'7". All right, and he's a freshman. But as Matt said, Spartans are going to have to play a solid game. Solid game out of Michigan State is what's going to be needed. They're going to need a good game out of Xavier Tillman, their junior center, 6'8". But remember, even when he's sitting on the bench, he's going to split minutes. Basically, he's going to get 2/3 of the minutes at the center position, but he's going to split it mainly with Bingham, Marcus Bingham. I mean, that kid is huge. 6'11", sophomore. But no, Spartans definitely not a huge team either. Thomas Kither, what is he, 6'8"? Gabe Brown, 6'7". Obviously, their shooting guards and point guards are, you got Winston, who's the 6'1", senior, and then Watts, the 6'2" freshman. So they definitely have bigger players for positional players. They've got the big man. They've got Bingham that they could throw in for center if they really need, an extra 4-inch advantage down at center. And absolutely, kid's a stud. Kid's a stud there, Matt. But taking a look at, the rest of Michigan State on, what they're doing, when it comes to their 2-point plays, they're knocking down 57.9%. They're converting. That's the 18th best number in Division I. All right? They will be going up against a Hokies team that's been holding teams to 44.1% down low. And they're knocking down 72.5% of all their free throws, which is a fairly decent number. Now, it's not a big number. It's not a high number. It's got them ranked in the top 1/3. In the top 115, so it's got them ranked in the top third of Division I, that's for sure. Now, taking a look at the 2-foul participation protocol, all right? 2-foul participation protocol, Virginia Tech's in at 19% of the time. That's a big disadvantage. Michigan State's bench is deep. Don't forget that. That's why you find them in the 2-foul participation protocol for not even 1%. We can round down and say 0, all right? All right, you could round down and say 0 when it comes to Michigan State. When you take a look at their bench, and one of those players picks up 2 fouls, Tillman picks up 2 fouls. They're going to put in Bingham, and that kid, the 6'11", he can ball too. Kither picks up a second foul. Malik Hall will come right in, 6'7" freshman. They could even move Xavier Thompson to power forward. Oh, yeah. Always got kids injured on that program for some strange reason. But, yeah, no, Michigan State is go to the bench and rely on the bench for quite some time. 37.3% of the minutes played are from people coming off of the bench, and that's because they do not allow, Tom Izzo does not allow his players to play. If they pick up that second foul early in the first half, they're going to be sitting on the bench. All right? And their bench goes deep. You could just take a look at their most frequent 5, their most frequent lineups. They're able to move players from the bench into key roles and take full advantage. PJ Horn picks up a second foul. Isaiah Wilkins is going to come in and replace him. Or Landers Noli, the 6'7" freshman who's starting to get more playing time. And keep in mind, they don't have many games under their belts yet. Those freshmen don't have many games under their belt. And, sorry, that was for Virginia Tech. Jonathan, it's a 2-foul participation protocol. It's just 2-foul protocol. Different people have different names for it. But it's actually a huge stat, and something that can definitely swing a game, especially on defense. Aaron Henry definitely is a key to having Michigan State having a good game. You take a look at what he did so far this year. He didn't play against Charleston Southern. He didn't play against Charleston Southern. Seton Hall, he put up 17 points in 24 minutes. I do mention it all the time because it's a key stat, especially if you're betting a total. He was actually their MVP against the Binghamton when they smashed them, when they routed them. He played 23 minutes. He put up 16 points. Against Kentucky, he only had 2 fouls. This is a kid that's going to ball out. He's going to play 23, 24 minutes. But he's not going to find himself in foul trouble. More than likely, he's not going to put up too many fouls, not going to find himself on the bench because of foul trouble. I think he had 1 game last year where he picked up a 4th, actually 2 games where he picked up a 4th foul. And he'll definitely be a big key to Michigan State having a stellar game today. But 13.5 is going to be a key number. 13.5 is going to be a key number. Now, Winston for Michigan State, he did pick up 3 fouls against Seton Hall. He picked up 4 against Kentucky. He played 32 minutes against Kentucky. Winston, we all know who he is. A senior he's going to play minutes. He's going to play 26 to 28 minutes on average. He balled out against Seton Hall, put up 21 on him in 28 minutes. He picked up 3 personal fouls there. The only one against Kentucky was when he picked up that 4th personal foul. And believe it or not, he still had 32 minutes played. So he didn't get into foul trouble early, which is key for Tom Izzo's team. So, and they're a great defensive program that does not pick up shitty fouls. But I do think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I can tell you our system has it a 71-62 final. Our system has it a 71-62 final. For this, when you're diving down into it, I definitely lean Virginia Tech, but I express extreme caution. Michigan State's coming to play, and Virginia Tech has not played a top-level team yet. Virginia Tech hasn't played the talent. Their talent level is not the same as Michigan State. Losing Blackshear is a huge disadvantage. The line is at 13.5. I lean towards Virginia Tech plus a 13.5. But I can't. The sole fact of the experience level, they haven't played a quality opponent yet. I can't bet it. I just can't bet it myself. I can't bring myself to bet it. Matt, in about a week, our numbers will be a lot closer than what they are. They've actually been a little on the low side. We'll get one side of it right, and the other side will blow them out. But we've been close. But if you guys remember last year, we were actually hitting final score predictions. And not just within a point or two, actually nailing the actual final scores. So our stat system is pretty rock solid for the most part. But it's not enough for me to want to bet it today. There's not enough for me to want to bet it. I think there's a lot more low dangling fruit. There's a lot more low dangling fruit than putting my money on Michigan State today or Virginia Tech. I mean, Michigan State has the capability to absolutely blow the lights, blow the doors right off of them. Dayton winning by 12, nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. All right, we're going to do another game for you guys. We're going to do one more game for you guys, get you guys on another free play. Long show today. Long show yesterday. As you guys can see, my voice is starting to go out. Remember, tomorrow's show will be delayed. Tomorrow's live show. We're going to go live tomorrow. I have an appointment tomorrow morning. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to make a noon Eastern time show. So, we're going to do a show tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I do apologize. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Okay. So next game that we're going to do the George Mason Old Dominion game next. We're going to do George Mason and Old Dominion next. So let me pop up the info for that one real quick. Let me close out the windows for this. Got to scroll down a little bit to find this game. Not a big marquee matchup. 5 p.m. Eastern time game. So it's a little bit of an early game, guys. All right, a little bit of an early game. Game 795, 796 if you're trying to follow along. These two teams have not played each other for many, many, many years. Yeah, Joshua, it's way too long if you're asking me. Long show today. But you know what? We gave away the big NFL game, breaking down some college hoops. A lot of action going on today. And also going to be putting you guys on another free play here in just a second. Money Making Madness. Brad, my pleasure, man. Joshua, you don't mind it. That's why I'm still here. I know the faithfuls are still here, and it's definitely a long show. And it's going to be a good time, though. It's always fun. Actually, I don't mind doing it at all. Remember, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. That way you get notified every single time we drop a video or a live show. You'll be notified. And do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up. All right, next up, Georgia and Old Dominion. Opinion, Andre, on Auburn and New Mexico. Without breaking it down for you guys, I lean towards Auburn. But New Mexico can ball too, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't make my card. But I definitely lean towards Auburn. There you guys go. You guys snuck a lean out of me. Stat Quap, I don't have that game on any of my cards. I didn't break that down. I don't break down all the games. All right. Back to game 795, 796. Old Dominion opened up as a 2-point favorite. They are now laying 4. All right, and actually 4.5. Excuse me. Westgate has them at 4.5. Total on this game opened up at 126.5. It's now 127.5. When you're taking a look at the odds on this one, let's pop up where the money is and see what we can find. There we go. It's bright rock right there, right in front of our face. 84% of money coming in, rolling in on George Mason, plus the points, yet that line keeps climbing. All right, the money's coming in, and the line's climbing. Vegas is begging you. They are begging you to take Old Dominion, saying, hey, the money's coming in on Old Dominion. The big money's coming in on Old Dominion. Jump on the money train. It's the exact opposite, right? It's the exact opposite. Now, popping up both of these two teams. Let's start with Old Dominion first, the Monarchs. All right, guys. Jeff Jones has got his program off to a 3-2 start. They lost their first game of the year against Northern Iowa, losing 58-53 in a close road game there. They came back to beat St. Joseph's 82-69. They beat Lowell of Maryland 62-53, and they beat Northeastern 76-69, who actually just lost as a 2-point favorite about an hour ago. Then they came back and they lost in a close game at home against James Madison. They lost by 2 to James Madison. Up next, the very feisty George Mason team, a team we've actually made some good money on so far this year. They're off to a hot start. They're 5-1 so far on the year. They beat Navy. It took overtime to beat Navy, but they actually beat them by 13 in overtime. They took care of business against Longwood, beating them by 11. They beat LIU by 6, 80-74. YC Mike P, what's going on? YC Mike P, that's funny. James Madison, they took care of business there, beating them by 13. A team that Old Dominion just lost to. All right, Loyola of Maryland, they beat 65-61, which is a team that Old Dominion beat 62-53. Very close game there. All right, they did just lose to Maryland on Friday. That was their smashing loss. They lost by 23. They absolutely got dominated by Maryland, which was a game that we actually told you I would not be betting anywhere near George Mason against Maryland because Maryland was going to ball out on that game. So here they are. They got Old Dominion. Dave Paulson's Patriots going to go on the road. Or actually, it's a neutral site game. Excuse me. Basically, they're leaving their hometown anyways and going on a neutral site game. They're in the Cayman Islands, so they get the Bahamas tournament. All right, they get the Bahamas tournament. And let's just take a look overall. Let's go right down the list and compare these two teams. All right. Overall, offense, George Mason has the better offense. All right. When it comes to defense, Old Dominion has the better defense. Which one's going to prevail? All right. George Mason knocking down only 47.2% from the field compared to the 45.4% for Old Dominion. Now, 3-ball shooting, very similar numbers. 32% for George Mason, 31.7% for Old Dominion. As far as committing turnovers on the offensive side of the ball, both running the same numbers, turning over the ball 16.8% of the time that they have the ball. Now, as far as average possession length, a little bit on the slower side. All right, both teams actually, Old Dominion is right around in the average. They're actually a tenth of a second slower than the Division I average at 17.1. They come in at 17.2 seconds per possession compared to the 18.3 for George Mason. So George Mason does play on the slower side of getting down the court and actually putting up a shot. For all their 2-point plays, George Mason knocking down only 46.7%. They're actually 2% below the Division I average. But you got Old Dominion, who's even lower than that at 44.6%, coming in 4.1% lower than the Division I average. So both teams, not good shooting teams. All right, George Mason hitting 68.8% from the free throw line compared to the disaster Old Dominion hitting 60%, knocking down only 6 out of every 10 free throws that they put up. All right, now where's the points relying? All right. Old Dominion relies heavy on the 2-point plays, hitting 61.5% of all their points coming in are going to come from a dunk, layup, or jump shot compared to the 52% for George Mason. Now, George Mason relies a little more on the 3-ball at 28.3% of all their points scored from the game. So let's just say they put up 100 points in a game today. More than likely, 28 of those points roughly will be from 3 balls. Obviously, you can't get to 28 when you divide by 3. Common sense. That's why it's a percentage overall based off of all of their games. But that number is compared to 22.2% that Old Dominion will rely on from out deep. Now, free throw shooting. Both don't rely on it too much. More so George Mason, who's knocking down 19.8% of all their points will come from the free throw line compared to the 16.2% for Old Dominion. 2-foul participation protocol, very similar numbers. Both do not participate in it very often. 8.7% for George Mason, 8.9% for Old Dominion. So what does that mean? But more than likely, when a player picks up that second foul, Xavier Green for Old Dominion picks up his second foul early in the first half, he's going to ride the bench. And it's no different for A.J. Wilson of George Mason. He picks up his second foul, or Jamal Hartwell. They pick up their second foul. They're going to be riding the bench. Same thing, Xavier Johnson, although he has let Xavier Johnson play a little bit with 2 fouls underneath them, 2 early fouls underneath them so far in the season. As far as, let's see what else is there that we can go over on this game before we drop the free play for you guys. Jermaine says Boston Celtics, Dallas Stars, and the Ravens. Fun 3-team parlay. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Dallas going up against our Golden Knights. Golden Knights plus 115 on the road against Dallas. I do like that one, but I don't know if I can ride against you against our Golden Knights. But as far as this one goes, free play, and I'm going to actually get it in the comment section for you guys as well. Let me just double check the line. I doubt anything's changed since we've been live because we literally just broke this game down. But let me just double check. And it actually has. It's actually moved at the Station Casinos. Old Dominion now laying 5. And guys, this game goes off in 2 hours. I would not be surprised to see it 5 and more spots. Now it's all over the board. You can find it in Vegas from 4 to 5. I like to keep it at the the Westgate and see what the Westgate has. The Westgate's keeping it in at 4.5. We try and use that number as a standard number because a lot of books and offshore books all mimic what the Westgate does. But we can take a look and we can see what 5 Dimes has on this game. 795. Has them at plus 4.5, minus 4.5, minus $1.10. So the Station Casinos is the first one that I see that actually has it at plus or minus 5. Now let me type it in the comment section as well. Free. But remember, guys, if you're planning on jumping on board, you can pick up Guaranteed Saturday, 5 days of premium plays or 5 days of personal plays for $200. So you're going to get either or, 5 days of premium plays or 5 days of my personal plays and Guaranteed Saturday for $200. Or you can buy 3 days for $99. On the website, it says 4 days. We're adding an extra 5th day to it for anybody that does it today. If you do it today, we're adding a 5th day to it. Now, I did announce we're going to have a big announcement as far as our Guaranteed Saturday game of the week type of things tomorrow. So you guys might want to watch tomorrow's video or tomorrow's live show. Tomorrow we'll go live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time. We've got to go late tomorrow. I do have an appointment tomorrow in the morning that I have to attend to. So I will not be able to make a morning show tomorrow. Ah, man, breaking news. Lee County District Attorney Brandon Hughes confirms that human remains believed to be the missing 19-year-old Anaya Blanchard have been located. Thoughts and prayers to Walt Harris and his family. That's the UFC fighter. Absolutely horrible, horrible, horrible news. That's just devastating. All right, guys, free personal play. This is a personal play of mine. We're rolling between George Mason and Old Dominion. All favors George Mason plus the points. They're at plus 4.5 right now. I would monitor it a little bit and wait. You guys might even be able to squeak in 5 in the next hour, hour and a half. Station Casinos is usually the first to bump it up to a higher number, and they just bumped it up to 5, and then they're usually first here in Vegas to go to move a line higher, and they did. And it's 4.5 at the Westgate, 4.5 at MGM, and 4.5 at William Hill. So George Mason plus 4.5. Put it in the comments as well as the screen. And remember, if you want a free premium play, go back and watch the video. We gave out a free premium play on Monday Night Football. And we also gave out a free NBA play during our daily free play video. So if you haven't watched the daily free play video, make sure you guys watch that one when you're done with this one. And when you're done over there, do us a favor. Give us a big thumbs up in that video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to drop the knowledge to you guys. It's funny, Edward, are you here? The Just Me guy, because I gave him a 5-minute timeout, wants to act like a crybaby and just posted on our daily free play video. Effing clown blocked me in the live feed just because I gave the spoiler out and call out a fool on his live begging for a free play. I can assure you, Just Me, if you're still watching, the only moron and the only effing clown was you. The only reason you got booted is because you wanted to call some people some fools when the only fool was you. And I can assure you Edward was never begging for a free play. That's 100% fact. Hell, even Jermaine told you needed to act a little more respectful. But yeah, we'll take care of that one. See you later, Just Me. We don't need the likes of you in here. We like real people. And again, thank you guys, Brian, Jermaine, Keith, David, Joshua, everybody else that tuned in. Super, super, super long show. But I think it was a good one. Not as many breakdowns as I would have liked. Recap on the leans that we gave out. Dayton Lane, the 3 and the under 156. Virginia Tech plus the 13.5. And Auburn laying 8, even though we didn't break that game down. Andre asked about it, and it was something that almost made my card, believe it or not. Yeah, some people's kids. You're very welcome, Christopher, everybody. And I'm telling you guys, let's make some money today. All right, let's make some money today. Money Making Madness Monday, and it's time to have a good day. Time to have a good day and put some money in the books. Or take some money from the books, excuse me. And if you haven't watched our daily free play video, there's a good NBA play in there. A good NBA, solid NBA play in there. Be a good time. All right, guys, take it easy. And remember, we'll see you guys tomorrow, not in the morning or afternoon or early afternoon. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 noon Pacific time. I got an appointment in the morning, so we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. All right, watch tonight's daily free play video and the live show tomorrow for some big news of some good stuff coming. All right, guys, take it easy.